Fuck yeah. Matt, what was your story?
So my first trip to the San Diego Comic-Con, I was
bitch boy,
2009.
baby fucker. It was the year 2009.
I was just
2009.
I was at a booth just kind of looking through back issues, like whatever, you know.
Yeah.
Really crowded, and at this point, Comic-Con is now like what everyone thinks it is. It's huge.
Yeah.
Like, I think it was the first, maybe the first year where I was.
Hiram, that's a lot of lasers.
Yeah, it is.
But I was anyway. So this guy bumps into me, and I hear a "I'm sorry, young man." I'm like, "Oh, that's okay, sir." And I turn around, and it's Leonard fucking Nimoy.
No, really?
Yeah. And as I realized it, I didn't realize, like, because I turned around and looked at him when he said, "I'm sorry." I'm like, "Ah, it's fine." I didn't realize it, so like I turned back to what I was doing, and then immediately was like, "Oh!" and then turned around, and by that time he was surrounded by his entourage, and I was just like, "Well, there's Comic-Con story number 1."
Good start.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. So, but he called me young man.
I don't have any like weird chance meetings with like celebrities. Yeah. But I have met like a bunch of celebrities, like just from like work, and I don't know how like I always like want that like really chance meeting of like just like and then I just met him on an elevator, like
I get some unique ones.
Yeah,
like I think it was the most recent one. It was comic book day, and our buddy Bueno and I went to Mile High Comic Store warehouse, and the lady at the door was very nice and told us like, "Oh yeah, you get to pick, one from each, category, and you get another free thing, and Henry Winkler's here too, so if you want to say hi, feel free." Like, what?
It's like directly onto the fan.
It was almost like, yeah, there's a box of free, shoes if you want one. It's right over there. It's
also,
like,
the Fonz is hanging out.
The Fonz is hanging out. He's in the box too. You can take him home. He doesn't seem to mind.
You can take the Fonz home
as long as you feed him and bring him back. I mean,
yeah, and like I'm terrible around celebrities. Like I just get starstruck every time, and in this case. All I kept thinking of was not Bobby Boucher.
Whoa! Wow.
Coach Klein? Is that his name? Yeah, I kept thinking of that
because a tattoo of Roy Orbison.
Right, and I wanted to see it so bad. I was like, Brian, it's not real. It's not real,
Brian. It's not real, Brian.
Yeah, but I want to see it. I want to see the Roy butt, please. And because my mom and I love that movie. We quoted it all the time. So it's like, Mom, I got to meet Coach Klein.
Sodas are for closers. Come on.
Always be closing. What's my name? Fuck you. That's my name. I love that movie.
Boss time. Brian, do you want to play? I've been playing like
sure
for a while now.
But I will say also like he was very nice. So
now that I can have story time, the coolest guy I ever got to meet, famous guy, was Dan Aykroyd.
Yeah, I have a story about Dan Aykroyd.
And that was insanely jealous.
I guess I do have a chance meeting of a celebrity story.
It was pretty rad. I used to work on this TV show called Hot Mixology, and Chinese food is here.
Yeah, Chinese food. It's now the Chinese food cast. Well,
I'll tell my story in a second.
Yeah.
Should we just zoom? Or?
Yeah, we're gonna pause really fast.
So here we are back again.
Bruh, idiot.
What happened?
Hi, Casey.
Damn, everything's just going to shit.
Keep this in.
Or still going? No, it paused on its own. I don't know what happened.
The keyboard fell and it probably hit escape. Anyway, so Dan Aykroyd, I used to work on a TV show called Hot Mixology, and it was a cooking show with booze.
Sorry, this level, it's all, oh no, I'm thinking of a different one.
Yeah, you gotta go up. So, Dan Aykroyd for a while had his vodka called Crystal Skull Vodka,
Oh, he still has it.
And yeah, it's still a thing. And like the coolest bottle in the world. It's great for Halloween and
They
stuff.
actually have a new one where it's filtered through meteors.
Oh, really?
And it's shaped like an alien's head.
Oh, that's pretty rad.
Yeah.
But yeah, so, you know, we would have vendors come on all the time on the show and stuff. And, you know, we got contacted by the Crystal Skull people, and they're like, yeah, we'd love to come be on your show, and, you know, if you'd like, we can have Mr. Aykroyd come and be on the show, too. And, you know, everybody on that crew grew up on Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
So we were like, yeah, let's fucking do that. That sounds good. So then got to shoot an episode with him, and he signed a bottle for me, which I still have and everything. But then the cooler part is we ended up going to Vegas for this like nightclub thing that was like booze related, so we went there with the show. And so then I got to hang out with Dan Aykroyd on top of Mandalay Bay in his like little private bar that he has up there, and drink booze with Dan Aykroyd all night long. It was fucking fantastic.
I feel like my Dan Aykroyd story is tangentially related to your Dan Aykroyd story. Because my sister is a bartender, and she was friends at the time with a girl who was a drink girl. And what drink girls are is they go to bars and they
wear small T-shirts.
And they convince people to drink the alcohol that they're promoting.
Totally. They usually give you shots and stuff.
And she was promoting Crystal Skull vodka. And at the time, I was hanging out at my house just doing nothing. And I have a rule when it comes to answering phone calls from my sister, from both of them, which is if they call once, I really don't answer, because if it's something that they need to just say once, they'll text it to me. And the key's down there, right?
Yes.
And if they call 3 times, it's an emergency. So my sister calls, and then it goes away. So I'm like, oh, nothing. And then I get a text, and I check it, and she was like, you need to come and hang out with us right now. And I was just like, why? And she's like, Dan Aykroyd is here. And I was just like, no, he's not. And she takes a picture of him, of Dan Aykroyd while he's not looking. And she's like, Dan Aykroyd is here, and he's going to do karaoke. And I was just like, I'm leaving now. So I fucking put on like my clothes, and I just burn rubber down to this bar. And sure enough, Dan Aykroyd is just like sitting at this table while another person is doing karaoke, and he's just like tapping his hand and watching them do it, and he's like into it, which is fucking crazy. I get there, and I was like, what did I miss? She was like, he did his song already. And I was like, son of a bitch! And I was like, what song did he do?
Yeah, that's...
And she was like, it was Carry On My Wayward Son. And I was like,
no
I'm going to fucking kill myself. Like, and so like, I do a song, and I did a Beastie Boys song, but I'm still so mad that I missed him singing. But he was super cool. He was really chill. He just really
he's a rad guy.
He's just really into his Crystal Skull vodka. Like he was telling me about it, and he was like, yeah, it's like triple diamond filtered. And in my head, I'm just like, you are the Ghostbuster. You're the Ghostbuster. But it was just it was fucking nuts just to like. God.
I don't think I want to meet Dan Aykroyd. He's one of my like probably top 5 heroes. Because if I'm in a room with Dan Aykroyd, I'm probably not speak. It's how I act when there's like really, really, really pretty women in the same room as me. I'm just like, hi. I wouldn't know what to say. I'd rather.
Oh, Bryan.
Fucking hand it off.
You have the pattern though.
I'm mumbling right now.
I'm
thinking about meeting Dan Aykroyd.
But I feel like I should give it back because you have the pattern.
Best thing that's ever happened to me, besides getting married to you,
you have
Jimmy.
okay. We could come back to it. Or no, just do a couple turn times.
Better. Saved my life.
The what?
Her hero.
Oh, okay.
I don't really lock up around celebrities.
I found out that I don't like working with Dan Aykroyd. That's probably the like biggest name I've ever.
There is one time you did.
When
you met the voice of Raphael.
Oh yeah, that's right. That was at DCC. There was the guy that did the voice of Raph. I totally fucking choked. That's
isn't
right.
that
Rob Paulson?
Rob Paulson, yeah. Also like a bunch of like Wacko and
a bunch of voices.
Yeah.
Totally.
Oh, fucking Rob Paulson.
I totally.
I heard
choked
he's
up.
awesome.
He was fucking rad to me.
I met
he was a bumbling idiot.
I met D. Bradley Baker, and I made him do the Olmec voice.
Nice.
Because I love Olmec. And I just always wanted him to be like, up the temple staircase and into the crypt. Slide down the rope and head to the shrine of the silver monkey. But yeah, like I don't know, like I met Sean Schemmel, the voice of Goku. And we were at a like a business thing for like a party for the premiere of Resurrection F. It might have been Battle of the Gods. It was one of the DBZ movies that came out, and it was at this like bowling alley in LA. And we like, when I met Sean Schemmel, in my head I was like, oh my god, you're Goku. Oh my god, you're Goku. Like, I've seen you be Goku like my entire life. And like when he talks, you can hear it but he like pitches up to be Goku. His normal speaking voice is lower. But still in my head, I was like, Goku, you're Goku. But outward, I was just like, oh, hey, it's nice to meet you. Like, I love Goku. Like, I was like a huge DBZ fan, but I didn't want to like throw it in his face. But in my head, I was just like, get him to say Kamehameha. Just do it. Just fucking do it.
I don't even know what happened.
And then when we went to Funimation, we met the guy who voiced Yusuke Urameshi in Yu Yu Hakusho. And I was like, oh my god, you're like also one of my heroes. And then I felt so stupid because we had our voice director there when we were doing lines was Jerry Jewell. And he was really cool, and he was like telling me like some tips and stuff. And he pointed out that I'm a bother. Like I say both, like both. And he was just like, so you really want to hit it as both? And I was like, oh, and that's like something I've thought about now. But we interviewed him for a part, and in the interview I mentioned that I really like Yu Yu Hakusho, and that we had just met Justin, and he was Yusuke. And as he was leading, he was like, you said you liked Yu Yu Hakusho? And I was like, yeah. He was like, I was Jin, the Windmaster in Yu Yu Hakusho. And what Jerry Jewell doesn't know is that Jin the Windmaster was like, I had like a crush on him. And so the minute that happened, I was just like, just broken. And I was like, oh my god, fuck. But outwards, I was like, no way. I loved Jin. Like, he was like my favorite character. His fight with Yusuke was amazing. And like, but still, I still have the in my head just like, I'm broken because of this. How you doing, Brian?
Oh, I mean, you know, I'm enjoying the stories, but I am
He's
doing
getting
terrible. Pissed. I can only imagine what the citizens are going through right now. They're like,
you got
like you said, it's a podcast at this point.
Yeah.
So I'm having fun.
All right.
Do you want to try it again?
Well,
do you want to try it
on the next episode?
I don't know if I want to put people through that, honestly.
All right.
All right. That's
cool.
All right. See you next time.
All right.
Hey, citizens, it's your buddy Hiram here. This episode's end slate topic should come as no surprise. Do you have any, like, celebrity meeting stories of celebrities that you've met? That's a little redundant, but whatever. You get the idea. Let us know in a comment below. I'd love to hear some of your stories. And, as always, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you on the next episode.